This company, they are prefer someone who has a deep knowledge in one thing. So they willing to pay you better if you are special in one field. They don't need people who knows everything. They need people who knows what to do when there is a problem, which is problem solving.
Welcome to the Balanceitpodcast. This is a platform where we discuss everything related to purpose, career development, lifestyle, and purpose in general.
Yes, and today, as you can see on set, we have a guest again. We are bringing you experts in different areas of life, and as you can see from definitely the subject, you already know what we are talking about. But today, we have a guest, and we will be bringing you matters career development, CV writing. What else would you want to know about career development? But anyway, you will be able to hear everything else in this specific episode. So tune in until the end and get to understand how to improve yourself in your career. And I am your host. I'm Eda Onyoni.
I'm Gertrude Nasike.
And yes, we'll let our beautiful guest.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much for honoring our invite and being so just okay to just come here and tell people and just explain to people your area of expertise and pour your wisdom that we've been hearing behind the scenes, but now we are bringing it on the screen.
Well, I also want to thank you, ladies, because you invite me here in the podcast. Actually, this is my first ever experience in the podcast.
Yay!
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Eka Nursoliha. You can call me Eka. Usually my friends call me Eka. I'm from Indonesia and currently studying in Hungary with both Eda and also Gertrude here. And yeah, like Eda mentioned before, I was a recruiter back in my country. So in my early career, I was a recruiter for many startups in Indonesia, startups company. So I was a recruiter for about 2 years, specialized in recruiting IT talent. So because it's for startup companies, of course. And after 2 years, I changed my career to IT product manager. Actually, that's a very different field, but now it has been my passion. So even after I graduate from here, I want to continue to become IT product manager.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how it is.
Wow, that's really impressive. I really like the diversity in terms of maybe the jobs or the talents you actually have worked with, and that's what makes you an expert. Yeah, so just to start us off and to make sure like we are at ease before we start the conversation, I just have like 2 icebreakers, and then we can now dive into the conversation, right? Yeah, so would you rather lose access to social media or free Wi-Fi for the rest of your life?
Oh, I would. That's a hard question, but I would prefer to lose access to my social media. Is it forever?
Yeah. Forever.
Oh, then I will choose the Wi-Fi. I can pay. I mean, social media is important for personal branding, which we will talk about today, right? So yes, I will choose no access to Wi-Fi.
You and that?
Yeah, definitely, yes. No access to Wi-Fi because we all know the power of social media.
Yeah.
So no access to Wi-Fi, I'm okay.
I think I will also go with no access to Wi-Fi. Yeah, because social media is very powerful, especially in this time and age. Like you can't literally do without social media. Yeah, another thing is what is your to go maybe time management technique? I would Yeah, it's hard.
That's a hard question, but I will just mention maybe one of the tools that I always use to manage my time.
Yeah.
Which is Google Calendar. Yeah, so I manage my time a lot with Google Calendar, so I cannot go without it. Even every day, I have to check in every morning what I'm going to do today, starting from my to-do list to my schedule for the day before starting my day. So yeah, Google Calendar, and of course, if I have an additional watch, I'm still using the watch.
Yeah. So for me, it's also having, well, I don't use Google Calendar most of the time, but I use a to-do list. And like now, during the day, if I know I have some free time, just blocking time to do a specific thing. So not just saying that I will do, maybe I'll go for a workout at 2 to 3 p.m. Not saying that I will just go for a workout, but I'll say going for workout between 2 to 3 p.m. It's just Google Calendar, but now not in Google Calendar, but now in my to-do list. Just having a list, but blocking each specific time for each and everything.
I think I also just do the same thing, like time slotting in my to-do list, and I use a to-do list app to do that. Yeah, yeah. So it helps a lot because you can also now cancel out easily the things that you're already done with. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and yes, Eka, as you have mentioned that you had a career in HR, in recruitment.
Yes, I
And
was.
sorry, so I just want you to give us a brief of how your journey has been, your career journey has been, and where you are at right now. Now, not in terms of now introducing yourself, but now telling us in detail how it has been.
Yeah, so to be honest, like when I was in bachelor degree, I took management, and it is also changing from my first specialization, let's say, because in my country, Indonesia, we already have specialization since high school. So in high school, my specialization was natural science. Can you believe that? So that's why I always say to Ada that I like numbers during our class. I like numbers because I was from natural science. But I realized that it is not my passion. And that's why when I apply for a bachelor degree, I choose business management because I want to manage a business. And after that, of course, when I graduate, it is very a confusing journey, to be honest, because I will start to asking myself whether this is what I really want, even though I say like, hey, my passion is business management. But after I graduate, like, is this my really my right one? But after that, of course, like I tried to apply, and in Indonesia, when I was graduating, it was the start of the startup boom there. So there are many new startups, and many investor is investing in Indonesia. And after that, so that's why I was really interested. I was interested in startups too. So I got several offers at that time. It was for product manager position, but it was a junior product manager, so it's product associate. And then the other one is the recruitment consultant. There was a misunderstanding in my part. I thought that recruitment consultant is like business consultant, like in a Boston consulting group, or those big four in the consulting group. And I was like, wow, I gotta be a consultant. So of course I think like, why not? Let's accept this job. Okay. When I accept that job, my first ever day in my work, I was like really regretting because that's not exactly so. Now I know that recruitment consultant is not a business consultant, but more to like looking for talent, like sourcing talent. So I have to call a lot of people and then talk to a lot of people, which not really me, to be honest, at that time, of course. Now I change a lot. But yeah. At that time, it was frustrating the first month and after that. But from that, I realized that okay, connecting with people is very important, and now I know like even how to build a very applicable or a very interesting CV, how to ace interview, and then sometimes I also give like consulting. Free consulting to my friends, even though I'm not in the recruitment industry anymore. But yes, and I even have a personal company, let's say, with my friend, but it's not that active. We only serve people who request us for CV consultancy and for interview. So it was not easy, but I realized that I gained a lot of knowledge. And now that I'm here to share with you guys also about developing the career from something that you feel like regret for the first time to enjoy it, and even now can share the knowledge to a lot of people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really impressive. And I'm just now curious, as you have such a diverse career journey. Like, what are some of the challenges you've faced in this journey? Yes.
Yeah, so I mentioned before during my introduction that I changed after 2 years becoming a IT recruiter. I changed to become a IT product manager, which is more like in the information and technology department. It's really hard because I have no background in IT, information and technology, and it is a very, I would say, very technical field, and I need to learn a lot at that time. What I was doing is first that I'm looking for someone that is expert in that field. For example, I work with a lot of software engineer, so I look for their leader, the lead software engineer or the manager. I ask him, "Can you teach me about this? Can you teach me about that?" So I try to approach them and then listen to their advice to me, and also to the senior product manager. At that time, I find a mentor for me so that it is easier for me to going through my journey in career journey because of my mentor. Whenever I feel it is hard for me, I ask her about her advice. She's like more than 5 years already in the product management field. So yes, so first I would advise, if you are managing through change in your career, is to find someone that is more expert in that career. Yeah, it will help you a lot because you can learn from their experience.
And just as we're still in this, like in relation, you've mentioned something about the mentor, and yes, having someone who is a little bit experienced. Would you probably take us through maybe how can I get this mentor? Because this is also something that for me I'm struggling with, because I'm like, I need to get maybe a mentor in this other particular field, but I don't know how to approach them, because I don't know how you identify that mentor and actually feel like this is the person I really want to be guiding me through my career path.
Okay, so actually, this will be related to networking. You can find mentor for different kind. So in my life, I have mentor for my professional and for my study. Okay, when I find my mentor that I mentioned before, which is for professional, I find that I find her through my office, of course, because I was changed department into a product department, and there is already someone who is more expert than me, of course, at that time. However, I feel like when I talk to them, you usually you will know which person is more to your style, like you have a common communication style with him or her, and then you feel like you can confide yourself, you can freely talk to him or to her. That's how you can find your mentor, the first one. The second one is to build your professional branding through LinkedIn. Usually this is the most common application that people use, LinkedIn. I always advise whoever that wants to start start their career journey, like when you are a fresh graduate or even in your last semester of your university, it's great to start brand yourself with creating CV and creating LinkedIn profile. Maybe some people feel like, why do I have to create this LinkedIn? It's not very popular social media. But don't you know, a lot of people, professional people, create a profile in LinkedIn. And in fact, when I was a recruiter, I source my talent. So I look for my talent from LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is very important. And speaking back to the mentor, so what I did was I find someone that is currently now working in a company that I want to, or in my company. For example, if I want to work in Google, my career goal in the future, I want to work in Google. So I find someone in Google who is in product management, because I am in product management, and try to reach out to him or her, saying that, hello, I am an aspiring product manager and I would like to connect with you. Of course, the first time is to connect with him or her. And after that, start to talk about the topics that you both are interested, which is product management. So find a common ground. And after that, when you already have lots of conversation, then you can start to ask about, hey, I have this experience in my work, and do you have any suggestion for me? Something like that. And to network, it's not only creating new network, like finding new mentor or finding new friend, but you can also like search through your previous network, and then you can like relive your network, which is to reconnect. Sometimes we forgot about our friend who is already like in our elementary school, or so start to say hi or give them like congratulations for your new baby, for example, or send them event. Maybe they are currently a business developer, so you can send even, hey, there is a business development conference or something like that. But yeah, the most effective platform to find a mentor is usually first, of course, through your professional or through your friend. If your friend has a mentor, maybe you want her or him to introduce you to him or her, and then after that through LinkedIn. So you can have a mentor even from another country. Yeah.
Wow. I know you have mentioned LinkedIn, and I know it's a very powerful tool. Are there any other maybe online platforms that maybe as a recruiter you have used to maybe source people that you would encourage people to be on?
Oh, okay. Usually, because I was a recruiter in Indonesia, I get an access to job portals. Like in my country, that is very famous is Job Street, Caliber, and also from LinkedIn. But it's based on where you are right now.
Yeah.
So, for example, in Hungary, maybe for international student, we can use Glassdoor, for example. Or in other country they have a different platform. So you have to start to search what is the main platform in your country, and then start to create a profile there. Even though it will take you a long time because you have to create again a CV, upload a CV again in each platform, but it will be worth it.
Yeah.
Wow. And then there's this conversation about like online job opportunities. Of course, after COVID, everyone just kept on saying, oh, working from home. Everyone is all about remote working. Like what online opportunities as a recruiter have you maybe encountered, or would you advise people who are actually inclined in this kind of hybrid or remote working type of environment?
For working online, actually, it is a very challenging, I would say, because not everyone can manage their time, even if they work online.
Yeah.
But there are some fields There are some fields that I think it would be better, like can become your side hustle. For example, if you are graphic designer, for example, like my brother, my little brother, he is a graphic designer. You can post your job, for example, in platform like Dribble, Fever. So you can post your job, and then you can get a project from that. So the first field is graphic designer. The second one, if you want to be a digital nomad, we call that digital nomad. So you can go anywhere with those online job, right? So yeah, first graphic designer. The second one is software developer. Yeah, which is the IT industry, because software developer is not bound to time. It doesn't have to go to the office. Yeah, number two is software developer, and any kind related to the IT, QA engineer, or maybe network engineer, as long as you know how to do that, and it's very technical, right? And of course, if you want to be an influencer like Ada and like Gertrude, that is also an option. You can shoot from anywhere nowadays. Yeah, if you want to be a TikTokers or Instagram, creating Instagram reels, that is can also be an options. Maybe those are some that you can get from working online. For the others, like finance or HR, usually they are still required to go to the office. Oh, but I have got several also opportunity, like job opportunity with freelance IT recruiter. Yeah, because now recruitment is also can be done online, but it's not that much, not like the software engineer or graphic designer.
Wow, a lot of wisdom coming in.
That's like engaging, and I'm like just listening. Trying to really, like, there's so many things that I didn't know about actually.
And I'm sure so many people are actually gaining from whatever you are, the wisdom that you are pouring. They are. And I'm just thinking, is there maybe some advice you have for somebody maybe who is still in school, in maybe doing their bachelor's especially, or even somebody who just left bachelor's, got into master's without having any work experience in between there? So what advice do you have for such people who are preparing now themselves to get into this job market?
Okay, of course, start your professional branding from now. Start to think what you want people to see you professionally. So that's the essence of personal branding. What you want people to see you. For example, I always brand myself as IT product manager. So that's what I write in my LinkedIn and my resume. Yeah, so and start to create your LinkedIn and CV right now. So yeah, professional branding is very important. So start early is the better.
And you've really spoken about professional branding, and I feel like it's a really big thing when it comes to career development or even starting out a career. Maybe would you just explain to us exactly what you mean by professional and personal branding in terms of career engagement? Yes.
Okay, ooh, that's a very deep question. Well, okay, people sometimes mix between the personal branding and the professional branding. Basically, personal branding is like how you want people to see you personally, like to your friend. Maybe you want to be seen as someone who is kind-hearted or someone like who is helpful. So you brand yourself to the people what you want people to see you as a person. But professional branding is what you want people to see you professionally. For example, me as a person, I will brand myself as, like for example, a student, management student, who active in various organizations and a very helpful friend for some of my friends. But my professional branding, I would say that I'm currently an IT product manager with 3 years experience and with specialization in startup industry, for example. Yeah, so it's kind of different, like personal and professional. And it will be really important for the career development. Why? Because people will see you as someone who is authentic. When you have a professional branding, for example, you create a profile in LinkedIn, or you create a resume, people will see what is the difference between you and the others. Like, for example, there are thousands of management students graduating each year, right? What makes you special? That's why professional branding is very important, because it shows your authenticity and also your credibility. If you already have a professional experience, don't forget to ask your supervisor to give you recommendation, both recommendation in terms of like a paper, and also recommendation in LinkedIn. Yeah, because it will show your credibility for your next employer. So please remember this. It will show you your authenticity, your credibility, and of course trust. Because how can I know if my candidate is good? If I'm a recruiter, I will see their profile. And after that, I will usually ask for the reference. Someone who gave you a recommendation, they are willing to be called as your reference. That's how I can trust. So it's not just some thing that you made up in your CV, but I can trust you when you have a recommendation from someone. So yeah, that's maybe some of the importance of personal branding and how you can advance your career. If, for example, I recruit two people, the first one, he or she doesn't have a LinkedIn profile, and the other one has, I will probably be recruiting this one, at least to be recommended to my user, because I know, what he or she says in the resume also is in the LinkedIn and easy to contact. And I know someone who already recommend him or her in the LinkedIn profile, so it's more credible.
Just on the same professional branding and personal branding, do you think there is a balance? Because how I want to show up in the world, I want to be authentic. I don't want to go to the world such that when I go to this specific kind of people, I'm showing up this way. Then when I go to you, I'm showing up this way. How can I be able to be authentic and still balance the two, professional branding and personal branding?
No, okay. Oh, that's a very interesting question. Actually, it's not easy for everyone, and for me also at the first time, because you still want to be yourself. But sometimes we also need to know that we cannot always be the same for in every situation. We have to be able to adapt and flexible. So how to balance it is that even though that you create your professional branding, do not ever in your life to lie or create something that is not really that you experience. Yeah, for example, you create a job in your CV that you have never done, or you create a job description that is too outrageous, very, very good, for in fact, it's not like that. Yeah, people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen 2 years. So that's why, like, what I say, how to balance it is to keep being yourself. Even though sometimes you feel it's overwhelmed for you, because you need to shift between your personal one to your professional one, but along the time, we are speaking about experience, you will find it yourself. In here, I cannot share you the tips. I don't want to lie to you like, hey, do this, do that. No, you will learn along the time how you can balance it. what I can give you is the tips that never ever create something up. So keep being yourself, no matter where you are, personally and professionally. Then you will find the balance, because once you try to made up like, okay, I want to be liked by a lot of people, so I try to be an extrovert, even though you are an introvert. You will push yourself. You will find yourself burnout. So just be yourself and know when to put yourself. So when you are in an event, for example, put your professional self. And when you are with your friend, try to be yourself. And yeah, of course, not to make them feel awkward around you, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it is. Just remember being yourself.
And then also in relation to LinkedIn, I normally see sometimes, yes, some people also have very diverse careers. I think for you, yeah, you've transited jobs, but it's like they're a little bit merged. But what about, for instance, an individual who has maybe 4 job experiences? They're totally different in kind of different fields. And they're not sure how to really brand themselves. They don't know if they should call themselves, I'm actually a marketer, or am I a product, business developer, or am I don't know, they're not so sure of how to really brand themselves with one word, because their profile shows a vast different thing. I don't know what you can say about that.
Well, I also meet a lot of people like that. What I can give advice or tips to those people who has different diverse experience is that try to find what you really want to do in your life. Because you know what, this world, this company, they are prefer someone who has a deep knowledge in one thing. So they willing to pay you better if you are special in one field. They don't need people who knows everything. They need people who knows what to do when there is a problem, which is problem solving. And to be a good problem solver is to have a deep knowledge in one field. Well, as a recruiter, I was always looking for people who already have a specialization according to what my clients want. For example, even in software development, so I recruit software developer, they have a specification like a programming language, for example, Java. When I see people, okay, he or she has 10 years of experience, but only 3 years in Java. The rest is like 2 years in what, 2 years in what. Then I only count that he or she has 3 years. So that's why what I can say is try to find your specialization as early as possible. If you enjoy being a marketer, then try to stick to that, like being a marketing. Even if you want to change, maybe you can be a digital marketer, or you want to be sales marketing, but as long as it's related to that, it's better. So when you realize what you really want to do in your life, like imagine you are working for another 20 years doing that every single day. If you find that, okay, this is what I want to do when I wake up the next day, then maybe you can be specialized in that. So yeah, I hope that you can find your passion and find what you really want to do in your life, because the sooner you did it, then you will be better in managing your career path. Yeah, but don't be afraid, because of course, I find a really good software developer. He is a very, very nice person and he become a leader in just a few years, even though he has no background in IT. So he graduated from, I think, English literature majors. Yeah, but I was like, really? But he is a very, very good. And my client recruit him for a really good salary, let's say. So that's why when you are like finding what you want to do it to your heart content and dedicate yourself to it.
Yeah, wow, that's very powerful. And maybe you can help us understand how do we build this professional brand, because we have just grown to know our personal brand. Now maybe somebody who has not gone through that journey, maybe you can help them build this professional brand.
All right. So, of course, I mentioned before, there are two powerful tools that you can use. Is the first CV and the second LinkedIn. So, I have actually different tips for both of them. For example, okay, let's talk about CV first. For CV, sometimes people also call it resume, but actually resume is a short version of CV. So CV can be two pages long, but resume usually is only 1 pages. And if you ask me as a recruiter, I usually prefer the shorter one. Of course, you know what? In fact, yeah, I don't know if there is a research or not about this, but as a recruiter, usually you only have 3 to 5 seconds to decide whether this person is qualified or not. So with thousands and hundreds of CV, you don't really have many time. Like you just have 8 hours a day, and your clients or your boss keep pushing you. Hey, where is the candidate? No, I don't have enough time to go all of the 10 pages of your CV. I'm sorry. So yes, of course. First is that it's good if it's short, but if you have many working experience, for example, already 10 years, then maybe 3 pages is okay. But yeah, I choose my candidates only by like 5 seconds, not 5 minutes, to see, okay, so what you have to do first is that create in the topmost is, of course, your name. And sometimes you can also put like a paragraph of the summary, who you are, like your bio. Usually for me, I will say like, a product manager with 3 years of experience, specialized in this, and this, has managed to, what was my achievement? So it was like 3 to 5 sentences. That's it in the top. And after that, of course, first is your email, your LinkedIn profile. It's better if it's clickable, like when I click, it's go straight to your LinkedIn or go straight to message in your email. And of course, my address. But here is about the address. Sometimes people like really put the whole address, like until it's very funny. Like, I don't want to come to your house. Hello, no, unless we are already friends. Oh, that's another thing. But yeah, just put the town where you are currently live and the country. That's it. It's fine. Okay. Some people put also their telephone number, but sometimes not because they're afraid of scammer. So it's up to you to put your telephone number or not. But of course, you have to put your name, LinkedIn profile link, email, and also your address. Okay. And then after that, of course, your professional experience. Hey, what about if I am a fresh graduate? I don't have a professional experience, right? You can write your school project. Or you can write your organizational experience. For example, you've been join like a student organization. What are you doing there? What did you do? You can explain that. And of course, you have to make it time-wise. What is it, like a timeline? The most recent one is on the top, and after that, going through the previous one. And for each job description, I always say don't put too much. 3 bullet points is enough. So for one, like your organization, your position, when did you do it, and then 3 bullet points. And if it's a professional, you can put skills that you use. For example, product manager for me, and then Google, for example, I use from this month to that month in the year, and then my job description, 3 bullet point, my skill or the tools that I usually use in my daily life as a product manager. For example, Jira, or Asana. That's the tools for product manager. And then maybe if you're a software developer, you can mention the programming language, Java, or something like that. Yeah, and also your educational experience. Don't mention your elementary school, please. I don't need that. I just need your latest education.
Yeah.
If your latest education is bachelor degree, mention your bachelor degree. If your latest education is your master degree, then you can mention your master degree and bachelor degree. That's it. Should I mention GPA? Sometimes people ask that. I don't really care about your GPA, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If I had a GPA of 5, I'm not supposed to put their GPA of 5. It won't give me any more points.
Not really. I mean, as long as you graduate. But yeah, if your GPA is very astounding, for example, 5 out of 5, put it. But if like your GPA, there was one of my talent, so the maximum GPA in Indonesia is 4, and his was 2.9, which is not that okay. So it's better not to put it. All right. But if you have achievement like you graduate with an excellent or a summa cum laude, you can put it. Yeah. Even though it's not that give any plus point, but it's good to know that you are smart.
Yeah.
Yes. And don't put your hobby, please, inside your CV. We can talk about that later if you become my colleague, right? Some people put their hobby and interest in the CV, for God's sake. No, please don't do that. Yeah, unless you want to be a celebrity, maybe. Yeah, and put your skills, your hard skill and soft skill. It can be separated, like hard skill, or you can also combine it. Hard skill is the tools that you use. For example, if you're a data scientist, you will use tools like data mining tools, RapidMiner maybe, or other like data visualization, Tableau or something like that, or Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. You can mention that in the hard skill. And the soft skill, please don't put leadership. Okay, everybody can be a leader. And don't put communication, because how can you put communication? You talk every day. That's communication. So, right?
Yeah.
So what should I put in my soft skill? Yes, the soft skill that is related to your career. For example, if you're marketing, your marketers, you want to put like client acquisition. Like that. Or if you are influencer, for example, video editing, or yes, basically it's a soft skill that not everyone can do it. And it's better if it's something related to what you are going to apply. Yeah, so remember, so your bio, address, and all of that, experience based on the the timeline, and then latest education, your skill, and if you have more than one language that you can, also mention that. But don't mention the language that you barely can speak. Okay, please no, because yeah, we don't need to know what you are currently still learning. What we want to know is how can we communicate with you effectively. Like for example, for me, it's only Bahasa, which is my native language, and also English. Yeah. Even though I'm currently learning Japanese and Korean, I will mention that.
Okay. That was in the CV. Is it the same with the LinkedIn as well?
Yeah, but there are some things in LinkedIn that is different than in the CV. In LinkedIn, for the bio that I mentioned before, in CV, you can only write 3 to maximum 5 sentences or 1 paragraph. But in LinkedIn, you can write more than 3 paragraphs. You can speak about yourself, what you like to do, or what you are currently learning or passionate about. So it can be like 3 paragraphs even. And remember, in making a bio, you don't use third person point of view. So because you are representing yourself, you can just say like, I'm a product manager with 3 years of experience. Not like Eka is a product manager. It's like you write a novel, about yourself. No, no, you don't need to do it. No, just say I, or maybe without any subject. It's fine. It's kind of weird when I read about people who talk about themselves in the third point of view. Really. Yeah, and the rest is the same, but maybe in LinkedIn, you can have another section, for example, recommendation. So when you already have people who already work with you, your supervisor or your maybe thesis supervisor can recommend you, and it's a good chance for you to show yourself. And if you have a certification, if your your job is include certification, for example, if you're an accountant, you can have certification, or your HR, there's a certification for that. You can also mention it in your LinkedIn and then put it. People will see that you also is a certified person, and it can increase your value too, because some of the job opportunity mention that they only accept those with the certain certification. Yeah, and I get a lot of requests from my clients about the certified person.
Okay.
Wow, like wisdom just flowing. And I think it's even sad that we have to to finish the episode. But what would just be like your advice or your suggestion to, like, generally about career development to our viewers?
All right. So to be able to succeed in your career, you have to know about yourself first. What do you want to do? What you vision yourself in the next 30, 50 years. The earlier you can do that, the earlier you can start develop your career, and you can success earlier too. Maybe.
For sure. And I agree. And I don't want to add anything else.
Did I talk too
I
much?
can dilute it. I can dilute the wisdom that you have given unto us. So I wouldn't to add anything else. But maybe where can people find you if they want to reach out to you?
Oh, sure. So you can reach out to me in my LinkedIn. My name is Eka Nursoliha. Maybe Gertrude and Ada can also add it in the podcast, or you can reach out to me in my Instagram, but it's not too active. I prefer to be contacted via LinkedIn or to my email. Yeah, I will share to you guys my email. Yeah, if you want any advice about your career, then you can reach out to me or Ada and Gertrude.
Right. We will definitely put on the description box below. We will put the LinkedIn and as well as the Gmail. Yeah.
Perfect.
So until next time, make sure you share your comments and also your questions regarding this episode and anything regarding career development. And until next time, bye.